Hey, hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Priya Garg and I have done my graduation in philosophy from Delhi University. And now I'm pursuing my law from Bharatiya Vidyapeeth University and I'm in my final year. So today my topic of discussion is maternity benefits for the women under recent amendment. So as a woman, since ages till now, we have been facing lots of challenges in our society on how to manage a number of responsibilities. And that challenge particularly increases if we are working women on how to simultaneously manage our family, our job, and our newborn child. So, this act particularly came as a survivor for us as it provide us with the special maternity benefits. Now we'll start looking in this act. So the Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017. The Maternity Benefit Act is one of the best steps being taken by our Indian government to protect the employment of women while we experience their maternity. Now, the initial act came into force in the year 1961, which was recently amended in the year 2017. So, this act came into force and effect from 1st April 2017. There's always a fundamental principle or many reasons behind formulating any act. So, the fundamental principle for providing maternity benefits is to preserve the self respect for motherliness and to provide the health of women, complete safety of a child, etc. Now, there's a need for maternity benefits so that a woman is able to give quality time to her child without being able to worry about whether she will lose her job and her source of income. So, the main objective of this act is to regulate the employment of women during the period of her child's birth. It has amended the provisions related to many domains, particularly duration and applicability of maternity leave, and there are many other facilities that have been specially provided to the women under this act. So the Maternity Benefit Act, in simple words, if we look into the meaning of the term maternity benefit, then we can conclude that this means paying women employees for the period of her actual absence from work during her pregnancy. So there's also one eligibility criteria. To be eligible for maternity benefit, a woman must have been working as an employee in an establishment for a period of at least 80 days in the past 12 months. So there are various features of this act. So we'll look up into those features. The following are the salient features of the amendment related to the duration and the applicability of maternity leave and other facilities to be provided by the employer after the birth of a child. The first one is the maternity leave, which was available to the working women in the previous act, was 12 weeks, which is now being amended in this 2017 amendment and has been increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks in case of first two children. But if the woman is expecting the third children, the maternity leave is still provided for 12 weeks and not 26 weeks in case of third children. Now, the maternity leave for 12 weeks is also available to all the mothers who are adopting a child below the age of 3 months as well as the commissioning mothers. Now we have to understand the word commissioning mothers. So who are the commissioning mothers? Commissioning mothers have been defined as the biological mother who uses her egg to create an embryo which is then planted in another woman. Okay. So all establishments, organizations, firms where women are working or with more than 50 employees needs to provide creche facilities for working mothers. So what is creche facilities? I'll explain. Creche facility is when the women will be permitted to make 4 visits during the working hour to look after and feed their children. Like in this creche facility, all the women employees can visit their home temporarily to look after their child and feed if required. The employer may permit a woman to work from home if the nature of the work permits them to do so. Now, every establishment will be required to intimate all these benefits available to the women under the Act in writing and electronically to all the women at the time of their initial appointments. So this is basically the flow chart. This is the summary of what I have explained throughout. The eligibility criteria, the leave, the restrictions, everything is mentioned in this flow chart. You can have a look. Now, I would like to conclude my discussion on the note that motherhood was one of the most important and challenging jobs in the world, and that in India, all religions have held the role of a mother as an esteemed position. The court concluded that motherhood was an inherent and integral part of a woman's dignity, which is protected by Article 21 of the Indian Constitution as per judicial pronouncements in India. So, finally, one can say that the amendments are a welcome and a positive move by the government of our country to encourage the women to continue working even after their pregnancy. That's all. Thank you.